Do you ever feel as if brands are coming out with launch after launch after launch after launch, and you don't ever get to just love and appreciate what you already have in your collection? Yeah, me too. So today we're going to dive into my collection and go through some of the gems that I haven't touched in months to just give them some love, some light, and some use, because it's not all about the new. Sometimes it's about loving what you already have and making use of what you have in your collection. So let's dive into the depths of my collection and put on a full face of nothing new. Let's dive into it. So welcome to my makeup storage. So let's start out with some primer. It's a bit of a mess. I quite frankly need to do a bit of a declutter. This is telling me I need to do a bit of a declutter. Okay, let's have a look through what's one that I haven't used in a while. You know, I haven't used this one in a while for my under eye, so I'm going to pull that. And I haven't used this liquid poreless putty primer. So I'm going to pull that. And then moving on to foundation. What is a foundation that I haven't used? You know what? I haven't used this in a really long time, and I really like it. It's the Missha Perfect Cover BB Cream. And since I haven't self-tanned in a really long time, I'm going to give this a go. It's SPF 42 PA+++, but I would always I already have put my SPF on. And this is in the shade 21, which is a really good shade match for me. So I'm going to put that on. But there's a lot of products in here that I haven't touched in a really long time. And then while I'm in here, I'm going to grab, you know what, I've not used this in a while. The W7 Matte Fixer. I'm going to give that a go. And then moving up, I think I need to do like a reorganization. This is so overfilled. I need to do a declutter. I already knew, and this is kind of what prompted this. This is actually, you know what? This is so overfilled in here. Although, I think, look at how like separated this is in here. That might need to go. Okay, I need to pull that out. That needs to go. There's other things in here that I just haven't used in so long. Maybe this. Or maybe this Tarte. I haven't used this Tarte on camera ever, so I think I'm going to give that a go. I'm going to put this back in here, but I know I need to do a declutter, and that just needs to go, but I just don't want to have it hanging out where my kids can just grab it. And then a blush that I want to use that I've not used in a while. You know what? This one, I saw this on a Jessica Braun video recently, and that made me think about this. Thinking of tones and shades. Yeah, I'm going to use this blush. This is the Milani Romantic Rose blush in 01. I really like this one. And then as a powder, this is kind of hard because I do love I haven't used this one in absolutely ages. The Laura Mercier. This is the like OG and translucent. This is when she still had talc. So yeah, and then a highlighter. You know what? I'm going to go with the old. This is like OG, the Revolution Steph. Let's see if I can open it with one hand. This is such a great. I don't really use this icy one all that much, but I do really like this sort of nude. So I'm going to use that. And then eyeshadows. What have I not used? Although, you know what? This is new, but it's, I want to give it a try. This is, again, from I saw in that Jessica Braun video. This is not new, but it's new to me. The Maybelline Single in Nude Glow. So I'm curious because this is different packaging than what they have in the US. Do I want to try this or do I want to step in? This Vive palette is old, but it's so good. If anyone hasn't tried Vive. Her palettes are so good. That Lava Rock shade is calling out to me. Okay, I'm going to do Vive. Vive it is. And then I don't really have old because I try to keep this in rotation because I don't like to keep old. I'm going to use, I'm just thinking of shades, the NYX Bare With Me Serum Concealer. And then I think this probably needs to be decluttered. That's kind of separating. And I've had it for a while. But anyways, we'll do it. Let me know in the comments if you definitely want to see a declutter video. Actually, update on this. So I did a video recently saying about how this mascara didn't work for me, but it worked for my mom. She told me on the phone the other day that the reason why this was working so well for her, and she was struggling with it actually, was that she was using a lash primer. And I'm trying to think of which lash primer she was using. One that comes in the double end. I think it's the L'Oreal in the red. I'll put it up. I'll put it up on the screen which one she uses. But she was using a lash primer and then this, and she ran out of the primer and used this on its own, and it transferred on her. That's just worth noting that this, I'm going to actually get a lash primer and try this out again since I have it, and I had the Lash Paradise lash primer on my list of something to pick up. I'm going to try this with a lash primer. I don't have a lot of, I'm gonna do the Hourglass because this is something that is sort of nearing the end of its time with me because I've had it open for a while. And then, you know, I haven't used this in a while from a brow point of view. So I think that is everything. So, and then I have my mirror. So we've got eyeshadow, powder, highlighter. I've got, this is a trio. It's really hard to open single-handed. There we go. So bronzer, blush, and highlight. I'm just going to use the bronzer from that palette. I've got my powder, my brow. I might pull a liner. I don't have a lot of liner. You know, I've not used this KVD in a while, and it's kind of nearing the end of its time with me, so I'm going to do that. And then this is going to be what I use. So let's jump into putting it on my face, and you can see a little bit of my messy desk situation. So now we've got all the products pulled out that we're going to put on. Let's just jump right into it. And today is going to be kind of a more chatty one because it's been a while since I've picked up the camera. I have been so sick that you guys, so if you are watching this live on the week that I'm posting it, you'll know, I'm nearly out of this one. So going in first here with the e.l.f. Focus, hello. e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. This is an OG. So if you're watching this live or the week that I'm posting and you are subscribed, if you aren't, subscribe. New videos usually every week, but last week I wasn't able to post because I was so sick. I have not been sick like that in a long time, in a really long time. I think I had 2 viruses, but oh my gosh, guys, it was like no joke. I couldn't get out of bed, for real. It was just one of those weeks where parenting was a struggle. Just everything was a struggle. I need to pull my hair back. Not just even filming, I'm having to remember how to do. I've, no word of a lie, not put makeup on in over a week. This morning was the first time that I've dropped the kids off at school in a week. Last night was the first time that I've made dinner in over a week. I mean, this virus knocked it out of me. I've lost 5 kilos. I wasn't able to eat. I was barely able to drink. I got so dehydrated. It was no joke. I forget how much I love that primer. It just makes everything so silky. I think this was a dupe of the Tatcha Silk or something like that primer. But I need to remember to pick this up more and use it more. And then this is one that I've had for a while in my collection. Hello. Get back into filming, Bridget. Revolution Line Fix. And I have to say, I've been really good on but it looks like this. It's very putty-like, and I take a tiny bit off the back of my nail. You know, a little goes a long way with this. And really, with my ring finger, tap it in. And I definitely notice when I use this, and there was a period of time where I was really religious with using this, that my under eyes just look more flawless when I use this. But this, what was I saying? Oh, I was influenced by Taylor Wynn. And she said the same thing. It's really, I need to double check that it's still sold. But it's inexpensive. A little goes a long way. You can see I used the teeniest amount. And you just tap it in ever so gently. I didn't really do a good job of application there. But more where you have those like fine lines. And it's an under eye primer, and it's a line fix. And the idea is that it just fills in those tiny little fine lines to just smooth out, blank out the canvas. And if I remember correctly, it really did a very good job of doing that. But we shall see. And as I said, I'm well out of practice with putting my makeup on, so we'll see. We'll see how I do today. But yeah, so I've been sick. I've not been working. I've barely been parenting. I've just been getting from day to day, just trying to get better. And, you know, even just with weight loss, ooh, the sun's coming in. Bear with, being able to film with natural light is so great, but then it becomes really changeable. I don't even know what I was saying. Oh yeah, even just losing that amount of weight in that short period of time would make anybody weak. But then having to have my body fight off 1, maybe 2 viruses at the same time has just wiped me out. But I'm definitely on the road to recovery. But like trying to find my words at the same time is a struggle. So foundation, or it's a BB cream. But this is the Missha Perfect Cover BB cream in the shade 21. So this is a Korean product, which you can now get on Amazon. I think it's kind of hard. You can get it on YesStyle. You can get it a few different places, but it's definitely much more cool toned than a lot of other base products. You can see there. I like it because it is more cool toned, but it can be a little bit of a juggle trying to find the right shade. But for me, 21 is definitely the right shade for me, but it's definitely something that I have to wear in the autumn, winter months. It's not something I can wear in the spring, summer months. So here, now that I've sort of blended it, you can see it's very, very cool toned, but you can see on my cheek there, it is really perfect shade match for me, especially with the undertones. It is just pretty much perfect. I mean, seamlessly into my skin. So if you're a shade twin to me, I am shade 21, and it says Perfect Cover BB cream that provides a full coverage finish while offering skincare benefits to the skin to achieve an impeccable and moisturized complexion. It is definitely very moisturizing. UVA, UVB protection, brightening, and wrinkle caring. What's in it that's wrinkle caring? And I'm the shade 21 light beige. Only in Korean products would I be beige. So when I'm applying base products, I always go, everyone applies theirs differently. I go the center of my cheek first because that's where I have the most amount of redness. So that's where I like to have the most coverage. You know, I would say, everyone says sort of go from the center of your face outwards. I don't have, apart from this little friend that I have here, go from where you feel you need the most amount of coverage. For me, it's right here in the center of my cheek. So you can see it's definitely matte coverage, but I really enjoy it. You know, I'm not looking for full glam today. I'm not doing anything today other than I think I might try and tackle changing the sheets in my kids' beds today. Although I did Joseph's yesterday. How is everyone else doing with like the beginning of cold and flu season? I don't think I've ever suffered quite so badly as what I did. I'm just going in with a sponge to just kind of get around my eyes because I definitely have a lot of pigmentation on my eyelid. Oh, one other thing that I'm going to, that I've been trying out is a new lash serum that I'm really enjoying from the brand Swede. So far, I mean, it's so hard to tell because my lashes are so fair, but so far I feel like I'm seeing decent results, but it's definitely something I will report in about as I continue using it and let you know. It's a gentler formula than the UK lash that I've been using previously, and I've heard really good things about it from other creators, so I thought I would give it a go. So next I'm going in with the NYX Bare With Me Concealer Serum. This has been a favorite of mine for years. I've repurchased it a few times, and I am in the shade Unknown. What shade am I in? Fair. 01 Fair. Unsurprising, I'm fair in most things. So I've put it, again, a tiny little dot on my palette. So I'm gonna go in with the Rare Beauty concealer brush. I don't use this one a whole heck of a lot, but I should because it's very, very good. But yeah, how are you guys doing with the beginning of cold and flu season? I was so out of it, and I had like such bad body aches and fatigue. That's what hit me first, was like my whole body was hurting and I had such bad fatigue. I was like, is this perimenopause? Like, what is going on? It's like I had the flu, but with no coughing or sneezing or sore throat. I was like, am I just run down? What's going on? And then, the sickness and everything started. So I even took a COVID test and that was negative because I heard that there's a new strain of that going around. But it wasn't that, so who knows what it was. But nobody else in my family seems to have gotten it. The kids, it's not something that I picked up from the kids. Nobody else at work seems to have it. Gosh only knows where I got it from. This concealer looks so good. Some of these things, like this foundation looks good. This concealer looks so good. It makes, sometimes with all these new nude coming out, you just forget. You think like, why haven't I been dipping into these other products? You don't need all the new all the time. I mean, even I just tapped that on top of that blemish and it's just kind of disappeared. That's really good. I'm very, very happy. Do I have any other cream products? New. Okay, so I'm going to go into this Laura Mercier. This is a mini that I've had for a while. The translucent loose setting powder that I've had for a while. It's just nice to have a mini like this to be able to take. Maybe I should have taken this one. Oh no, I was happy with the powders that I took on holiday with me. I definitely love a loose powder. Although, this one is definitely darkening my under eye a little bit. Interesting. I'm so used to using pink powders, which are so brightening. You just forget what sort of the older powders look like. I'm going to swap over to my bigger powder brush to powder the rest of my face, although it doesn't really need it. I feel like summer is kind of over with that like super glowy look. Although I'll bring a little bit of glow back with, I'm getting out of breath from talking. I'll bring a little bit of glow back with that highlighter. So that was quick and easy. We're doing a sort of quick and easy look today. So now on to this Tarte palette, which I think was a holiday Tarte palette from, maybe I shouldn't use this one then because nobody will be able to pick it up. I'm going to Pivot. You know what? I haven't used this one in a while, and this will bring a little bit of glow back to my face. The Buttermelt bronzer, NYX Buttermelt bronzer, and this will definitely bring some glow back to my face. And this is in the shade Buttercup. I always feel so silly when I say these shade names. Buttercup. but that is literally what it's called. Buttercup. But yeah, I definitely need a little bit of glow because I'm looking very flat matte. This is so pigmented that you have to go in with a really fluffy brush and a soft hand, a gentle hand, which I fear I have not done, but we will just blend, blend, blend. But I'm also pale, pale, pale because I've been so sick. It's just such a hard time of year though, with like all the kids going back to school. We just had last night meet the teacher at Lachlan's school, which was nice. She's not just a new teacher to Lachlan, but she's new to the school. So it was interesting to meet her, and I guess this is her first ever year of teaching. So she's new and energetic and excited, so that's really exciting. Lachlan loves school so much, which is just so exciting. Like he loves school, he loves learning, he loves reading, which is so different from how I was. It's more to how Barry was. He's just so freaking smart that it kind of blows my mind. You know, every parent feels that way about their kids, but you know, everything for me was a struggle, and like my parents had to battle with me to get me to read and get me to do my homework, and at night we have to like tell him, right, lights out, you have to put your book down. And you know, if we let him, he would read till like 2 o'clock in the morning, which is just, I feel very fortunate. But who's to say Joe's gonna be like that, you know? That's just, every child is individual and unique, so that's exciting. Yeah, this is definitely bringing, I have to get it right up into my hairline now. So yeah, that was exciting and fun. And then tomorrow, all the mums, well, not all the mums, a few of the mums from school are going to have like a night dinner out, which should be fun. We've never done that before. So yeah, it'll be kind of fun to not meet, but like properly get to know some of the other mums. Our kids have been in school together for a good few, like 3 years now. So to actually be able to spend time together without the kids will be fun and exciting. So, right, onto blush. The Milani Romantic. This annoys me. So this is the way it's up. And then if you flip it perfectly, the sticker's been put on wonky. Anyways, just me being a little OCD. It is 01 Romantic Rose, and it's the Rose Powder Blush. I just love that it's been pressed into the shape of a rose, which is really pretty. And it's a nice neutral. I've not worn this at all over the summer just because it's a bit more muted. That's so pretty. I'm getting back into the sort of autumn muted tones. So pretty. So that's without and that's with. Really like it. Right, on to, I think this, you can still get a hold of this, but I really, really love this duo. It's the Soph with Revolution duo, and it's just such a nice, so I don't use the icy one quite so much. I use the nude on my cheeks, but then the icy one. Do you see that? It's really just a sort of, I mean, it looks blinding on camera, but it's just really glowing from within, healthy skin. And then I put a little bit on my temple. And then I'll probably put a little bit. I just want to bring a little bit of the life back to my skin. And it just really makes you look healthy and alive and not so flat. Just makes me feel a little bit more me again. Right. I think I need to do my brows before I do my eyes. So this is the Maybelline. This is not old, but I just haven't used it in a while. The Maybelline Super Fluff. I think I really realistically need to go in with a lighter shade, but I still have this. I don't need to be purchasing anything. I'm just going to go really, really light-handed. And I might even just get a spoolie. That looks good. I just think there's a shade lighter than the shade that I have. I have soft brown. I think there's a shade called blonde that would be more suited to me now that I'm no longer tinting my brows. But I bought this when I was tinting my brows. So we're gonna make it work. And just go very light-handed. Cool. I think I'm just kind of moving on to that sort of lighter look, but who's to say I won't pivot back towards heavier look makeup. This poor palette is seen, it needs a good clean, but when you have a matte look like that and you're well loved, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So this is the Vive Essential Palette that one of my best friends got me for my birthday a few years ago, and I adore it. It is a stunningly beautiful palette. This is one of the first palettes that Jamie Genevieve came out with, I think. And they're so pigmented, so it doesn't really look very well loved, but it's so pigmented that you just don't need a lot. So I think I'm going to go really light-handed into Lava Rock here and just do lightly over the lid. I mean, as I said, I'm not doing a lot today, so I don't want a lot on. And then I might just tap a little bit of that lighter, icier highlight into the middle of my lid. But how pretty is that? It's just a neutral single shadow. Sometimes when you get these bigger palettes, it can feel a little bit intimidating, like you need to create this big, you know, multi-dimensional intense look. I don't, you know, sometimes you can just take a single shadow from it, or, you know, a single shadow and a liner, or a single shadow and a highlight shade. And it's, yeah, I might just have glimmer on top. That is just so stunning. And these shadows never, ever disappoint. They're so faultless. Jamie Genevieve's line is so incredible. And it's now stocked at Sephora, so yeah, I think I'm gonna go with glimmer. I mean, that's incredible. And this, I mean, look at that. I mean, that's even too much. I literally had to, I tapped each eyelid, and then literally had to wipe the excess off. So pretty. So pretty. I don't know what that little voice was, but just being silly. And then how am I holding it? I've lost the ability to do this. KVD tattoo liner. This is a mini in the shade Mad Max Brown. I actually am probably going to do this off camera, given what you guys all witnessed in my last video, my utter inability to do eyeliner on camera. Yeah, I'll come back and you can see what my eyeliner looks like. Okay, bye. I'm back, and I think the wings are relatively even. One of the things I remembered I really, really like about this is it has a really, really nice brush tip. And I was able to, I mean, I've had this a while and it's a mini. And I was able to do both eyes and it doesn't run out or drag. So this is one that I think it's nearly running out. And I'm planning a trip to Sephora in Birmingham, which is my nearest Sephora. And I think KVD stocked at Sephora, I think. Let me know if it's not. I would pick up a full size of this. I like the brown. It's a nice, can you see it's like a nice chocolate brown, not too light. Yeah, waterproof liquid eyeliner, which is important. It doesn't bleed. It does have a bit of a shiny dry down, but that doesn't bother me. I really, really like that. I learned my lesson from last time, and I'm going to spritz before I do my mascara. So I can't remember what my thoughts are on this. It's the Matte Fixer Setting Spray, long-lasting matte makeup fixer from W7. So W7 you can get from the range. It's an inexpensive brand, but there are quite a few items from W7 that I really, really like. I like their lip mask. I love their bronzing drops because they're not glimmery, they're matte. I genuinely can't remember what my thoughts are about this. Oh, it's actually got a nice mist. It's not like a shotgun aggressive mist. It doesn't really have much of a scent. Encouraging. I can feel it on my fingers. It feels like it's gonna have some adherence. So, oh, I didn't get a lip. We need to get a lip. Anyways, I digress. Let's give it a go. Feels good. I mean, it's still wet on my face. It hasn't made my face super dewy. I'm gonna pause and swap to my other camera and we can look at lips. Okay, 1 minute. So my lip and SPF drawer is a bit of a debacle. This needs to be decluttered really, really badly. I need to just make a decision. Okay, I think I'm going to use this lip liner because I haven't used it in ages. And I haven't used this in ages. They're just on top. But this, if nothing else tells me that I need a declutter, this does. Because I literally just skim off the top. And that's really bad. Okay. I don't need a declutter of my SPFs because I use those really, really regularly and use them till they're finished. But the lips are another conversation altogether. Okay, we're back. We've selected a lip. I've been really hasty and I've forgotten to do lashes. Can you tell I'm a little over the place and I haven't filmed in ages? But that setting spray is definitely matte. It looks good. All right, let's do a quick little curl of the lashes. This is where I can definitely tell, like when I put my lashes into the curler, how well that lash serum is working, because I can like really see how long they are. But I'm gonna keep using it, and I will link it on my Benable page for this video if you want to check it out. It doesn't sting like some of the other. This is what the Hourglass. I still have the mini. Yeah, the Swede doesn't sting like some of the other lash serums have stung my eyes. And I never thought that I had particularly sensitive eyes, but I guess I do. I found that the UK Lash stand, like the normal original, stung my lash line, but also left my lid and my lash line really red and irritated. I think this Hourglass is very nearly done. Just getting the dregs out of it. Let me know what other kind of videos you guys would like to see. Do you want to see speed reviews? Do you like seeing the new makeup reviews? Because I'm happy to do that. Although, you know, my channel is still definitely in growth phase. I am a new channel, so I am not in receipt of PR. I'm not receiving product from brands like a lot of the other big channels are. So everything that I'm reviewing, I purchase myself, which I don't mind doing, but it is definitely an expense. And I want to make sure that it's something you want to see. I need to be mindful of what I'm spending because I do have 2 young kids. And if there are brands out there who would like to send me stuff to review it, I would love to do that. You know, I definitely want to keep growing and I want to be able to review products and share them with my channel, you know, with my subscribers and with my viewers, because that's what I love doing, and I love trying products and putting them to the test. So it's definitely something I'm committed to doing and being honest. And, you know, regardless of whether I purchase something with my own money or whether I do get fortunate enough to have things sent to me, it will always be honest, transparent, and really my opinion. That is ultimately what I am committed to doing. So that's why I'm here. I'm here because I love makeup. I love putting on makeup, and I'm really excited to build a community, and I feel like we've started to do that. So thank you for anyone who's made it this far into the video. I love you. I love you for being here, and I love that you love makeup as much as I do. So on to lips. I love this product actually, and I'm really excited that I've pulled it out. This is the Essence Soft and Precise Lip Pencil in the shade My Mind. I sharpened it, and let's put it on. This is definitely like a My Lips But Better shade. Having never tried it, having never tried the Charlotte Tilbury, I've heard that this is very similar to Pillow Talk, but I don't know, I've never felt, I don't know why. I love Charlotte Tilbury's product. I love the bronzer, which maybe I should have pulled that one to try to use today. Although, in all honesty, that one is definitely expired. So I've just used it to fill my lips, and I love the shade of this. I really do. And then, I don't even know if this shade will go. Oh yeah, that will go. This is the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip in the shade Fig. I went through a phase of using this all the time. It is so plumping, but not in a spicy way. That shade is so nice. I'm gonna put this in my handbag. And there we go. That is the finished look. I have not looked pulled together in a while. Thank you so much. If you've made it to the end of the video, what should we comment? I don't know. If you've made it to the end of the video, comment Fig. Comment Fig. If you made it to the end of the video, comment Fig, but like do it in a way that's not super obvious. I don't know. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for bearing with me while I've been recovering and not posting a video last week. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the comments from those of you who commented saying that you hope I was getting better, and it really meant a lot to me. I love that this channel is growing. This is something that I thought I would just do on a whim and give it a go and see how it goes. And I really appreciate the love, the support, the care. I genuinely expected like hate comments and trolls, and I've had none of that. I've had nothing but love, care, and support. And I love and appreciate all of you for that. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.